All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Monster, episode 34. Johan has shown a little bit of a different side of him.
Yeah.
He encountered a strange book.
Yep.
Specifically a picture book, which I think might be tied potentially to the ending.
Past? Oh,
also,
yeah, the ending.
also is past more specifically because it came from someone who was in the Czech Republic.
Yes.
And that is where Johan was found. No. So yeah, things are getting a little interesting. And also this whole thing with everything converging around the library.
That is going to burn.
It's probably going to burn.
Yeah.
Things are heating up. Pun intended.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. All right, and we've got Martin into the whole equation here as well. So
yeah, that'll shake things up.
A lot of variables, guys. We're excited. So without further ado, let's get into it.
突然倒れたって聞いたけど、大したことなかったのかな。あら？あなたよく図書館に来る。あなたは大学の図書館の司書の。絵本手に取ってね。
脳にも脳波にも異常はないし、全くの健康体。医者が言うには貧血か過労が原因だろうってさ。さもなければよほどのショックを受けたんだ。
That might be what it was.
ところで知らなかったよ。頭に大手術の跡があるんだって。君が入院している間に手紙が届いてたんだ。
Really?
手紙
He's like, this is unpredicted.
差出人の名前が書いてないんだ。
Is it from Roberto or
なんだい？何がおかしいん
Tenma
だ
or...
ずいぶん小綺麗なのが迷い込んできたもんね。迷子ちゃんかな？それとも筆下ろしかな？お姉さんが一から優しく教えてあげるよ。おいで。
赤いヒンデンブルグ知らないかな？
あ？
薬ちょうだい。
Oh, this is depressing.
お入り。
Oh, I thought it might have been her, but like,
そこにおか
yeah,
I thought she was dead.
I thought she was dead. Yeah.
マルゴット・ランガーと名乗った後は今度は赤いヒンデンブルグです。
Wow.
この前までは青いソフィーさ。名前なんてどうでもいいのさ。どうだろう、
Okay.
ヨハン・リーベルとこのドアの向こうの彼氏がね。
Oh.
ねえあんた。だから変な気を起こさない方がいい。彼このドアの向こうででかい銃構えてるんだ。
Dang.
あっちの方もでかいけどね。
Oh, wait.
Roberto.
Roberto, yeah. Jeez.
マルゴットが殺された事件、警察は通り魔の仕業ってことにしたがね。まさかこんな計画が進行してたなんて警察は思ってもみなかっただろうよ。それにあのリヒャルトとかいう探偵もかわいそうなことした
So
ね。
is she trying to blackmail
こん
him?
なことに首突っ込まなき
Meaning
ゃ
that, like,
自殺なんかしないで済んだろうに。
She thinks that she has his leverage on him because she
Right.
knows what his game is.
But
はてさて何人
Yeah,
や
I
ってんの
guess it
やら。
is.
楽しい話はこれぐらい。
Yeah, seriously.
交渉ごとに入ろうか。
right. What do you want?
もう逃げられやしないんだ。諦めるんだね。ねえあんた。言ってごらん。いくら出す？
一番の恐怖って何だと思う？
あ？
一番暗いところにたどり着いたと思ってた。
話そらしても無駄だよ。
でもね、その先にもっと暗い闇が見えたんだ。
このまま帰れると思ってんのかい？
もうやめたんだ。もうシューバルトに興味はなくなった。
Oh.
ふざけるん
Really?
じゃないよ。
もう無駄だよ。僕はいない人間なんだから。
And she's dead. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Brilliant. The gunshot's gonna be like right as he walks past her, huh?
Yeah, probably.
風船一つくれるかな。
Oh, that's so depressing.
Uh-huh.
これで薬を買うといい。
何言ってんだい。うちの子が先だよ。
骨折したぐらいでビンビン泣かすな。いくら騒いだってここらでメイは一人だけなんだなあ。なんだいその長い棒みたいな。
It's an umbrella.
いや、ちょっと。
順番守れこら。
ドクター、ちょっとお聞きしたいことがあって。
何度言ったらわかるの？外で待ってなさい。
Wait, who is
今
this?
そんな余裕はないの。
女性、一体このドクター。
Yeah.
Character?
ドレーン管を挿入した方がいい。
横でごちゃごちゃ言わないで。
でなければ早くちゃんとした病院に運んだ方がいい。
本当の病院に連れて行けるんならとっくに言ってるわ。ここの人たちはほとんどが不法滞在者か不法入国者よ。何も知らないで偉そうなこと言わないで。
Well, that's a great way to put it because he does and he doesn't.
汚
You
れた
know?
ナイフで刺された可能性が大きい。よし、うまくいった。
はい。次の患者は誰？
Whoa, jeez.
Oh, yeah, she's...
Doctor needs a doctor.
Yep.
気がついたか。
I've treated all of your patients.
48時間眠らずぶっ
Whoa!
続けて治療してたそうだな。
Oh!
モグリの医者にしてはなかなかの腕だ。君、いくつだ？
20.
Yeah.
17。
17!
Holy
見
crap.
たな、その若さで。
Yeah, that's
まるで
impressive.
本物の開業医並みの。
父が医者だったから。
だった。
No.
父はベトナム人医師で私を連れて東ドイツに留学。そのまま残って小さな診療所を開業してた。
Okay.
でも壁が崩壊してアジアからやってきた人たちを助けようとしてたのに、その矢先にネオナチを名乗るチンピラに父は殺されたの。
Jeez.
肌の色が違うだけでただ殺された。
Is this tied to
私
Johan?
小さい頃からずっと父さんを手伝ってた。父さんの残してくれた医学書もたくさん読んだ。父さんがやろうとしたこと。それじゃあ次の患者。
That was the last one.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
どうしたの？
あたいの紐が突然切れてさ。
Oh, jeez. Holy crap.
助
けて、お願いお母ちゃんを助けてよ。
わかった、大丈夫、私に任せて。
お願いだよ、先生。
Oh.
こんなの無理よ。
手術台にあげる。そっちを持て。
無理よ。これこそちゃんとした病院に連れて行かなくちゃ。
今から病院に運んでいたら手遅れになる。息のある患者だったら最後の最後まで望みを捨てるな。重層から見ても脾臓の部分損傷の可能性が大きい。つまり
Jeez.
輸血をしながら緊急回復手術をすれば望みはある。奇跡的に
Yeah.
骨や
It's
小
not a
腸
negative.
大腸を
Okay,
はじめ消化器には損傷がなかった。損傷脾臓摘出のみで済んだのは幸運だった。見事なオペだった。
お母ちゃん。
Oh.
ドクター・テンマ、ずっとここにいて。
の新聞記事。青いソフィー、またの名を赤いヒンデンブルグ。この娼婦の殺害現場に最初に駆けつけたのは。
Oh, okay. That's the timeline here, because I was confused why we suddenly jumped.
頭部を銃で撃ち抜かれていたわ。あれは強盗でもない、恨みでもない、ただ殺しただけ。
闇の中にいると闇に沈み込んでしまう。君なら必ずいい医者になれる。
あなたこそもっと深い闇に沈み込んでいく人みたいに見える。また戻ってくるよね、ドクター・テンマ。
He didn't say yes, though.
Oh.
All right. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we're pretty sure that this happened.
This was a
recently.
time skip forward. Yeah.
Well, right. Mm-hmm. Well, the Tenma stuff was a time skip forward.
Uh-huh.
The Johan stuff was happening in the present, and then they jumped ahead to have Tenma kind of investigating the murder of Margot Langer, her alias, essentially.
Right.
And the thing about Johan receiving a letter from her, she was simply just trying to blackmail him.
Yeah.
There was no, like, grand motive. They weren't in cahoots or anything. There was no extra thing there. She just ended up tangling with someone who is really terrifying.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Johan told her things that he would have no reason to lie about because she's going to die. Now, this is the thing. He said he's no longer interested in Shuold.
That's true.
Here's the thing that's interesting. Johan said that he thought he had found a great darkness. Like, he had thought he had found the deepest darkness. But he said it turns out there's an even deeper darkness. Now, I think those two lines are basically all that we need to bring out of this episode in connection with Tenma's theme of, despite going deeper into darkness himself, he is still able to shine a light here and there on people's lives on his way down. But the thing is that his path is not one of return.
No.
And I think both him and Johan kind of acknowledge that.
Right.
Like, Johan last episode was talking about how I'm gonna die.
Yeah, and then in this one, like, okay, so the shift, because there would have been a shift, right?
Yes.
Some catalyst that caused this change in Johan.
It could have been really recent.
It could have been the book.
That's
the only thing that we've seen, right? That really
well,
would have
that
been
we've
like
seen.
that we've seen. There could be things that we haven't seen.
Exactly.
That could totally be a thing.
Right.
But the question is that I feel like if it's some sort of catalyst, then it would have to be something that was that blindsided Johan. Otherwise, why spend all that time with Shuold if he's no longer interested, right? Unless he's already gotten what he needs. But I feel like he hasn't necessarily.
I don't think he has either.
So
I feel like we have to kind of remind ourselves that his ultimate goal probably will never change. His ultimate goal is to be the last person alive.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a simplistic goal. But this is the thing. He said that he doesn't exist. He's like, I don't even exist. Here's the thing. That's not true. What he's saying is that I don't exist. But the thing is, from our context, it's not true because Johann Liebert is known by many people.
Oh, yeah.
Many people.
Yep.
But here's the thing. What's in a name?
Nothing.
She made a point of saying names are pointless.
Yep.
Johann's not his real name.
Right, but that is still something that connects him back to other things.
So
That's
that means he exists. So maybe his goal is to become no one.
Well, I get that. But if that's the case, then he has some work cut out for him because he just spent a lot of time being very much in the public eye.
Yes.
Yeah, very much being someone.
So that's the thing. Maybe this could be, we're right, he's going to try and die. Like, he's going to fake his own death.
Sure.
I keep using air quotes. It's kind of annoying. But my point is that I think that he could end up having some kind of a plan in place where he could actually die, or he could fake his own death, and his plan still goes into effect. Who knows?
Right.
Like, I feel like that we are seeing a side of Johan where he is either unsure or he's evolving.
Yeah, and that's the creepy thing because Johan seemed pretty fully evolved when we'd seen him in previous bits and stuff after the 10-year time skip, of course.
Yep.
So So what does this mean now? Like how, what will he evolve into if he is currently evolving? What exactly is the impetus? Because it'd have to be something pretty powerful.
I get it. So there was another plot point thing that they cleverly seeded in this episode that was a very quiet little just drop that Carl does. Is when he was in the hospital, they realized that he has a scar on his head from the surgery.
Yeah.
That he had at some point. The thing is that we don't know what surgery that is.
Well, no, we do.
Well, we do, but the thing is, we don't know exactly why that surgery was done.
Well, because he got shot in the head.
Oh, I was thinking of a way more sinister thing than that. You're right. Okay, you're right. It's probably just that.
It's just, Tenma.
But I was going for the route of Johan is going to go back to his origins.
Okay.
Meaning that
I'm
the
all
reason,
for that.
The reason that why he's completely just done with Shewald is he's going to disappear. And when he disappears, he's going to go back to his roots. And I thought that the surgery thing could have been a tie-in to why he is the way he is.
Gotcha. Okay,
and
so
I don't think that's the case now that you brought up the fact that, yes, he was shot in the head. That's how this whole thing started, and he had surgery there.
But I like the idea of him basically... Okay, because when I think about it, it could be something where that now that Johan has victory in the palm of his hand, more or less.
Sure.
He's like, is this really what I want, though? Not that he is seeing, like, I miscalculated or something, but it's more of just like getting to know himself.
Right.
And that could be how the book was the catalyst. It brought him back to the early stages of his childhood, even if it wasn't like some specific thing where he was indoctrinated with, whatever or something. It could be, but it could also be that it just basically made him think about things. And one of the things that really stood out to me was how Carl basically said, no, take it easy. Just stay here and rest and study. That basically means spend time on you, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that they showed Johan again, with his arms behind his back, staring out the window, that's a contemplative pose.
It's very pensive.
That's a very pensive sort of like up high, like looking like bird's eye view of just life and stuff, right?
Right. It's also the kind of thing you do when you're actually looking at nothing and you're just thinking internally. You're being introspective.
Right.
So either one of those is perfect because Johan is unsure. Right. So when we saw him talking with the Red Hindenburg, the Blue Sophie, or Margot Langer, or whatever, he was quiet. He let her speak. He kind of assumed a position of power by saying, I'm in no... I have no urgency to talk. And she also kind of played her hand out potentially by just kind of not shutting up. But when he was there, I got the vibe actually that he was kind of thinking. Like he wasn't sure. He had this sense of uncertainty about him.
Like not thinking about what's going on in the immediate.
Not here. He was so out of this
He's like, I've got this taken care of. Roberto's in the back room. She's going to die in like 60 seconds. Yeah.
Right. She'll talk, and this is some nice quiet time to think.
I can have an intelligent conversation with myself.
Right. Yes, like basically Johan's, like, from his perspective, he's just, wah, 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 and it's all tuned out, and he's just like...
It's like, oh, she thinks so highly of herself.
It's like, oh, she stopped talking. Okay. And then he goes up to speak and stuff. I think that Johan got rattled by the book. I think you're right. Yeah, it's got to be the book. It's the big thing that was brought up recently. Something about who he is, he's unsure of. I think it could be the multiple personality thing. But I really want it to be something more along the lines of why he is the way he is, where he essentially questions his whole id, his personality.
Because if you think about it, that's an arc of growth. If they had it be the split personality, then that's just another layer of characterization and depth. Because it's essentially introducing another character.
And I want him to evolve.
Right.
Like, I want him to...
Because that's where the terrifying stuff can happen, especially since he considers himself to be so superior already. He was all about gathering these superior children, so it's like, what happens with Johan when Johan thinks, I think I'm not done yet?
or like I'm moving too slow, or like
Sure.
I need to change things up a bit because this is not the proper environment.
I need to reassert, like
reevaluate
my priorities. Yeah. Yep, thank you.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where you go,
Yeah, but it makes sense too, because like if you think about it, okay, Johan can get pretty much whatever he wants, right?
For the most part, yeah.
So why does he need money? Like to do things faster, easier, on bigger scale?
Faster.
Yeah,
speed.
yeah.
Expediency.
But it's one of those things where his goal still seems like a very personal oriented goal.
Right.
And it's not something, it doesn't seem like something that is concrete. Right?
True.
Because
True.
the way he talks about it, it's by its very nature very ambiguous and all that stuff. So couldn't that be something he could just do kind of on his onesie? Like
No.
Like does he need the trappings of
No.
stuff?
No, I think he's aware of how much of a threat Tenma is.
Oh yeah?
And I think that his knowledge also that he kind of wants someone to watch him do this. Like he wants to,
Okay,
he
sure.
wants to,
The pride aspect.
he wants to be observed at the very least. I think is why that he would love for Anna to come back into his life and stuff.
Sure.
Because she's a great basically sounding board for his I don't know,
Yeah.
everything. We also don't know, because we've never really seen Johan need anyone else. Like showcase his need of someone else. Beyond just not them needing them as a person and not their functionality.
Right. Yeah,
Now,
the closest we saw was when he was a kid and he saw Anna for the first time.
Right. So what I'm thinking is, what if he is my brain just completely deviated from there. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I just had this really twisted thought.
What's that?
You know how in a lot of stories, usually like the Hallmark Channel Christmas movies or something like that. That bear with me.
Okay.
They'll be about the successful, dude who's like got the job and everything, or woman, But then they come to this realization that what really matters most is family.
Oh.
Now.
Oh.
What does Johan have that could be considered family, or who?
Anna.
But then also Tenma, because he did mention that Tenma he considers
his father.
Him, he's his father.
Right.
And then now apparently he also has his children. If you consider the kids, like not necessarily.
I hear ya.
The terms haven't been used yet.
So the fact that the book calls back probably to his past makes him think about family, and then makes him think, I want that. And
right. That's
so
more
now,
important than being at the helm of Shuold's company.
I think that's a decent idea. I do think though that we're going to go ahead with all the things that he has planned.
Yeah.
It's just the question of what internally is going on with Johan right now. I don't think his lack of interest in Shuold is because of something changing in his overall plan, but it's more so to say that he as an individual has no interest. The money? Absolutely.
I mean, he might as well take it,
Right.
He's already done all the work. Yeah.
Right, but it's the kind of thing of where we don't know if Shuold might have been something more than just his function, whatever.
Sure.
He brought to the
was
table.
known as the Vampire Baron, so maybe Johan actually did learn a little bit from the guy. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, I think that also it's kind of implied slightly that Johan's old, banking group, underground criminal banking group, might have been connected to Shuold at some point.
Okay.
Like remember, because Shuold was a person who was known as basically ruthless.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So there's a very high likelihood, and this is kind of a theme of Monster, that everyone has their skeletons. They all have their things that they've done that are not necessarily great things. And I think that Shuold's might be that he's done a lot of illegal things in order to get to the monetary position where he is. That's why he was known as the Vampire Baron. That he, even if it wasn't illegal, he consumed others.
He
for
was
the purpose of
competitive.
Yeah. There you go, competitive. Yeah. I do think though that there's a possibility though that that Johan even as a kid, helped establish certain people financially in
Yeah.
Munich for the purpose of the plan.
Sure.
And I think that the plan is so long in coming that it's not changing. It's more of the thing of Johan is now able to look beyond that, and he's like,
Sure.
this actually doesn't matter. Like,
He doesn't preoccupy as much of his attention and brain power.
right, which is scary because then that means he's ascending again. Like he's
Yep. He's actually going to sprout butterfly wings.
maybe it's also a fear thing. This is the thing that I'm kind of excited about. What if he's actually running away from what the book represents? He's actually trying to go above it further and just basically outrun it.
Sure.
And the book might even be a thing of where, this is something kind of interesting, the librarian was brought back into the story.
Which was interesting.
But I think the reason why is that she needed to communicate to one other person why he collapsed. Because that information needs to make its way to Tenma. And then if Tenma can get that information out, then he can go and find out the book. And if he can find out the book, then he can find out maybe something as to why Johan freaked out about that.
Well, she could also mention it to Anna.
Well, the thing is, Lot already knows. Lot blabs all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
So who knows who's going to figure out about that now?
Oh,
could be a whole ton of people. But the thing is that people will figure that out.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing Johan probably doesn't want at all. Like, he's like, no, do
That's
not want.
not. Yeah.
So maybe the book was put back into the library. He's going to burn it, especially now.
Yeah.
Now there's a whole bunch of things in there that he doesn't want to have living on this planet anymore.
Yep. Oh boy.
And, overall, Johan still kind of wins, but
I really hope we get to see the inside of that book. If we don't.
We will.
Like,
we will. They don't seed plot elements in Monster, I think.
Just for the sake of doing it.
For the sake of doing it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Everything about Monster that's blown me away so far is how well they seed story elements.
Yes.
There's specific themes and specific plot points and specific characters that are put into the story at varying points and magnitudes and all that, for the intent purpose of having them be relevant in the grand scheme of things.
And a lot of it
it's genius work. Like,
well, and the way they have it set up too, this kind of makes the job a bit easier, but they have a lot of it be by what's not there rather than by what is there. Because, like, for instance, with Johan, the fact that we have never seen inside his head, we've never gotten his internal thoughts, which, by the way, that is a great way to make your character, antagonist, protagonist, whatever, the character seem more intelligent, because then you don't have to worry about writing it. You just need to have the effect of it, right?
And that's the best thing ever, is when you want to write a character that's more clever than you are. Because let's be real, most of us aren't that smart. Right. And then we're like, I'm going to make this extremely intelligent super being enemy. It's like, but you're not, so how are you going to actually be that clever?
Usually it's by having their screen time be limited and making it so that it is removed from the audience, so that way they cannot directly perceive.
And you need to have the effect be sold by the reactions and actions of the other characters. Yeah. So if you don't do that well, it kind of feels a little bit contrived.
Most of the whole reasons of, like, things that happen in stories, it's not based on what actually happens that causes the audience to have the reaction. It's because in the story, the characters, the environment, all that other stuff, that has the reaction to what's happening. And then the audience, because they're immersed in it, and usually because you're using good, like, just good ways of communicating it, they end up getting engrossed in it, and then they feel it too. So,
and overall, we just kind of explained why Monster's villain is so well written.
But
guys, this is kind of I would say a light discussion episode, but there were very small specific things that were brought up here that are very important in the grand scheme of things.
We can't really know how they're important just yet, but it's like they dropped some bombs here.
Right. Yeah. The main ones are with Johan. And the fact that we have now essentially seen... And that's actually a good point.
What?
That's a very good point. Did Roberto see Johan? Were they physically in the same room at the same time?
Yeah. I mean,
like, did he see Johan's face?
Well, okay, not necessarily, but...
Here's the thing that I actually think Roberto has as, like,
the reason that Johan won't need to erase him, basically,
is that he is basically promised, he's like, Like, he almost, like, worships Johan in some way. He's just like,
sure,
I will never see your face. I will never know who you are.
You will
but
just
I don't,
be a presence.
and that's all I need. Like,
yeah.
and Johan's
And names
like,
are nothing. You can tell me your name, but that doesn't mean anything.
right, basically knowing that, like, Roberto will, like, serve Johan no matter what is probably one of the most chilling kind of inferences I think that this episode did, was that she brought her husband out with his big cocked gun.
Yeah.
And Johan left, essentially, or turned his back before he was even in the room, meaning that he knew what was going on, but also that Roberto is not that important. Like, Roberto to him is someone that he's like,
does not deserve his attention.
Does not deserve his attention.
Sure.
He doesn't need to be like, after the job is done, be like, thank you, Roberto.
Right.
He's being like, no, Roberto, you know the drill.
Roberto
you don't
is
fire
a happy
the
pawn.
Right,
you know?
exactly. You don't fire the gun until it's been 3 minutes since I left the building, because you don't want me to be implicated in this, right? He's like, oh, no, I am a happy servant. You know,
well,
like,
and one of the things that when Roberto was talking to Dr. Reichwein about everything, right? And he started telling him a lot of stuff because he's about to kill him, right? He mentioned one that he killed the lady, the prostitute lady, or at least the person he was having an affair with, right? Which seems to be Margot Langer, and afterwards she disappeared. But the fact that he was with her, like, I get that she wasn't actually dead, she just decided to go into hiding, makes sense. You know, she got what she needed, all that. But he was still with her, so that means Johan was like, yeah, and you'll take care of her, right? And if she ever becomes a problem, then you'll remove the problem. And that's why when he got the letter, he laughed. He's like, well, she literally just signed her own death warrant.
Maybe that's the thing about Roberto, is that he enjoys the power that Johan gives him over people. So then he uses that for his own selfish means, like sex, like who knows. I mean, I wouldn't be into Margot Langer, but, like, Roberto might be just like, you know, she's gonna die at some point anyway, and he's a dirty scumbag too, like the way he used Ava. But, like, that might have been his whole thing, is that he lied and he said, no, yeah, she's dead. Like, she's dead. Basically made it look like she was dead. And Margot, she's like, yeah, like, I've got.
We pulled one over on everyone else.
Yeah. And he's just like, no, I'm just waiting for your time.
Yeah. I mean, I basically did that with someone else before,
and that's
anyways.
And that's why Johan started laughing when he got the letter.
Oh, yeah.
So why did he then go? Why did he then just have...
Well, for personal entertainment, to hear what she had to say.
Yeah.
To see, to see them...
get out of the house, have some fresh air.
Yeah, like, well, one of the things that really stood out to me was how he interacted with the other prostitutes in the alleyways and stuff. Getting the balloon, giving the lady some money, you know, things like that. I almost thought he was going to give the balloon to the lady that wanted pills. And the fact also that it was a dark balloon, like it might have been a black balloon, which is like,
it's the color.
Yeah, it could just be the color of, like, everything there. But that could be like, oh yeah, this is for the funeral of that person that I just had killed. You know, like, it could have been pretty much anything.
Well, that's also the thing. I feel like he's not giving them any reason to think that he's a threat to them. So that's good. But also, I think that on some level, Johan likes going into environments
and that he
doesn't fully understand.
Okay.
Because when I saw him enter, you know, this environment and stuff, he seemed very much like the way he just kind of let the streetwalker girl kind of just grab him. He just didn't care.
Sure.
You know, he's just like, I have a thing that I need to do here.
Yeah, because it's the idea
almost like he's letting the environment just soak into him.
Well, because he feels so completely in control already. It doesn't matter what happens,
right?
You know?
But it's I think it's fascinating because one of my things is I always want to figure out a better way to form understanding connections. And when you go into an environment that you don't fully understand, one of the best things to do is just to kind of let yourself be immersed in it enough to where you can read kind of the flow of things.
Yeah.
But when you get into an environment like that, there's a natural inclination to be afraid because you don't fully understand it.
Sure. And that alleyway he went down was sketch.
That was sketchy.
Like we
Very
saw in the later
sketchy.
half of the episode how, people would just come in and they'd been stabbed or shot or, whatever.
And Johan just casually walked down there. And I think that when he goes into places where fear and negative emotion and all that run rampant,
he's like, "Oh, I'm at home, baby." Yeah.
Well, I think he's an amoeba of sorts that he gets that negative emotion through osmosis.
Yeah.
And he incorporates it into his own essence in some way.
Sure. I mean, hey, he had the kids watch people die.
I mean,
so that's if he's trying to pass things on.
Johan's scary.
So
the more we get to see with Johan, the more it's making us realize that he is a human being. But it's
and
also
that makes
just
it
making
worse.
him so much more terrified.
Because human antagonists and human threats are much scarier than eldritch horrors that want to consume the world in darkness.
Because these people could actually exist.
Right. And you're less likely to know what they're going to do next. They're unpredictable.
Yeah, and you can't spot them in a crowd either.
Well, yeah.
Not trying to give you guys nightmares or anything, but Monster does some really good writing, and this episode I think was even actually one of the not as amazing episodes. It was just a good episode comparatively to the last one. So yeah, it's just so many good things.
I gotta say though, the lady that came in that had been shot with her son and everything. That as far as time that it took up in the episode to the emotional impact it had, that ratio was very good.
Yeah, it's the voice acting of the kid. Primarily.
Oh yeah. That was
some good voice acting.
Well, and also just the fact that then you have this girl who's 17 and is like, I can't help this person. I do not know what I'm supposed to do, and she's freaking out. And then Tenma's like, calm down.
I don't think we gave Tenma the proper amount of discussion for this, his part in the episode, but it was pretty minor.
I mean, this was kind of a Johan episode, I feel like.
It was,
yeah. The fact that he was carrying around the sniper rifle in the makeshift hospital, though, that was a great walking contradiction.
Hey, yeah, that's true. But guys, it's a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. If you want to watch the next one right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can get a part of the community, chat with us about stories, or whatever. Anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.